Hello, Power fans. This is Mathonical. You're joining me for round 3 with Disciple Affinity. And our opening hand is pretty great. It's a little slow, though. We do want some artifacts, some cheap artifacts to be able to cast these Thoughtcasts for cheaper, but we do have the Fling Atog combo, so we're going to keep it. And white-black. That's not a land we want to see, because if they have main deck Castigates, our whole plan of holding up cards until we eventually have the win doesn't work too well. And we don't even have the option of playing our cards out all that much because they usually have a lot of removal, so this is going to be a really difficult matchup. We are going pretty slow here since we aren't drawing our cheap artifacts, but there we go, we start getting some of them online. Unfortunately, we are still going to have to discard here, and we're going to get rid of the Etherium Sculptor since we don't have much in the way that needs speeding up. Opponent also has main deck Duress, so this is a really bad matchup for us, but we're going to still try our best. Since we do have a few Myr Enforcers here, we can maybe try and get them to burn removal here on them. Maybe get an Atog down and get some damage in. Alright, Chainer's Edict removes one of them. Chances are they're still going to hold back something like a Doomblade to deal with the Atog. We're going to go for getting some of these Disciples online. There are chances we have here of overwhelming them and getting this Atog down, so we're going to try and play this. Unfortunately, they have Echoing Decay. Alright, well, that definitely cost us the game. Can't play around everything, and that was a pretty good opportunity to win through Doomblade or anything else, but they had the one card that would punish us there, so this game's essentially lost at this point. We need to rebuild from scratch, and they have enough mana to start flashing back stuff. Pretty rough, but they still haven't shown us how they're going to win the game. They have no pressure on us, so we're going to keep playing it out. There are always a sequence of cards that could allow us to get back into this. Let's see what's happening. Alright, they're going to try and beat us down with the Evokar's Justice, which will eventually win the game, but currently they only have one Pristine Talisman, so we don't need a ton of resources to actually beat them later on. I did not want to draw the Atog just yet, because now if they have more discard, that's going to be a pretty dead card. Unfortunately. Alright, still more Evokar's Justice. Okay, not an Atog. Unfortunate. Let's keep on hoping the top of our deck is kind, and they have the Duress. Alright, our winning chances are essentially 0 here. The only way we'd be able to win is to get an Atog or 2 down. We're going to cycle through a bunch of cards. And they have Disfigure. We're going to counter that because when they cast the Evokar's Justice afterwards, it would kill both our creatures. And that Dispel is just a dead card in most cases, but they still have Evokar's Justice and Journey to Nowhere. So yeah, infinite removal and discard. That is rough. Not much we can do here. Disciple, we're going to hold it. We're getting to the point where if we draw an Atog and are able to resolve Atog plus Disciple, we may still win. We have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, we would win if we draw an Atog here. We are dead next turn. Alright, let's cycle, and that is game. Unfortunately, we did not find... Actually, we only found, what, 2 Atogs. So there's 2 Atogs left in the last 17 cards that we were unable to find. Oh well, that's how it goes sometimes. Let's try again in game number 2. For the sideboard, we definitely need this Reap in the Grave. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of tools that work well against black-white Pestilence style builds, especially when they've got all that main deck discard. That's just really rough. We can also bring in... Let's see. We bring out 2 Springleaf Drums, we bring in a Reap in the Graves, and I also bring in the Gorilla Shaman. That may seem a little weird, but it is able to deal with their Pristine Talismans, which is one of the ways they plan on winning. And it's also, if we manage to resolve a number of Disciples, it is a way that we can destroy a lot of our own artifacts to get damage in. It doesn't come up very often, but last game, if we had it, we would have won. So let's try it. Our opening hand is unfortunately no good, so we will send it back. And this is not a very good hand, but it does have mana, and it does have Reap in the Graves and Fling, so we're going to keep it. Springleaf Drum, no, we don't want that. Unfortunately, it doesn't. We don't have the way of playing the Sculptor. So, let's just hope we draw some good cards. And they play a Divest to get rid of our land. Yikes, that's pretty bad for us. Alright, they've got their life gain online, and we have an Atog plus Fling, but no red mana. Okay. Like, maybe we should have played the Great Furnace over the Dark Citadel, but normally I like to play the indestructible lands first, because they sometimes will bring in artifact removal. Prism is great here, and we get to get some blue mana online. And there's that artifact removal, still going for our lands, but at least we still have all mana colors online. There we had the option of playing either the Sculptor or the Prophetic Prism. I decided to go with Prophetic Prism because we do want to draw more cards to draw lands, and thankfully we did. They're discarding Pestilences, so their hand must be just pure gas. And we do get to kind of go off a little bit here, but if they have Evercar's Justice or even another Pestilence, we're going to lose both our creatures. It did allow us to play a lot of cards that turn. And if we are holding the last Sculptor in case they destroy both of our creatures. They do, of course, destroy both very easily. So now that they have destroyed some of our creatures, we can try and run out some more stuff and possibly look to play a Reaping the Graves at some point. Alright, Guardian of the Guild Pack, things are looking pretty bad. And there's another Pestilence. So we are essentially dead next turn. We need to find a way of winning right here. Alright, Thoughtcast might dig us into something. Unfortunately, didn't find what we need, so we're just going to have to play down an Atog and try and hope our opponent doesn't see that they have lethal here, but they do. Just attacking with the Guardian plus all of their untapped mana, that wins on the spot. So... oh, and they have a Chainer's Edict. So yeah, they have us super dead in so many ways. Unfortunately, super bad matchup, but White-Black Pestilence isn't played that often these days, so I'm still pretty comfortable playing Disciple Affinity. And it's not like we have no winning chances, it's just... that's so rough when our main game plan is to hold a lot of cards in hand and to just overload counterspell decks. Alright, well, that was match 3. We're currently 2-1, and I'll see you in the next one.